Looking for MUT22 coins? AOEAH.com has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Duke back here from Sportsgamerz.com. And if you're struggling on defense in Madden 22, then you're definitely going to want to watch this video because I'm going to break down one simple tip that is guaranteed to improve your defense. So this tip video will work no matter what system you play on, current or next gen. It works for both. It's something you can do from pretty much any defensive playbook and even several formations. I want to break down how the 3-rec hook zone can benefit your defense and how to utilize it to get maximum effectiveness out of it. This is a zone coverage assignment not too many people use, not too many people even understand the benefits it has, and it will definitely improve your defense a lot. So, in general, I would say that these zones are found more commonly in certain cover 3 defenses. One that you're going to find them in a lot is the crossfire cover 3 blitzes. Crossfires are essentially defenses to where they're attacking the A-gap with looping angles by the linebackers, and you essentially normally see a safety on a 3-rec hook zone in these defenses. Now, that's not to say you can't find them elsewhere. You definitely can, but that's what I am going to show this to you guys out of is the 2-4-5 odd, which is in a lot of playbooks. For example, the Bucks. That's one. But I want to show it to you from this linebacker cross 3 show 2. Now, 2-4-5 odds is a very popular formation. As you guys know, a lot of people use it. It's great. You can put in safeties at the linebacker position if you wish. I mean, obviously you do not have to, but that is better to get some more speed on the field. So we're just going to, when we run this defense, personally, I like to use auto flip on to always keep this nickel corner on the strong side of the formation of the offense. Because a lot of people will run, bunch and trips formations, and you definitely want the nickel corner to always be on the strong side. So I'm just going to break down how this can benefit you guys against a lot of the more popular concepts people run on offense. So let's start with gun bunch verticals. Now guys, just as a reminder as I set this up, if you enjoy my YouTube content, I do free Madden 22 videos from tips, gameplays, and news on a daily basis. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're really rocking with me, drop a like, comment on the video, turn your notifications on. If we can get to 300 likes on this video, I will post another free fire defensive tip for you guys that will also improve your defense. So, getting into it now. As you see, we're on, 4 verticals, very common play, right? And you see that the safety opposite the bunch is in the 3-rec hook zone. Now, something pretty common people will do this year is they will utilize a play like verticals, and there's so many different ways to set this up, but, a very common concept in this Madden and pretty much any Madden is to have, say, a deep crossing route and combine, or a post, and combine that with something underneath like a drag, right? So this 3-rec hook zone can take away either one of these routes, and you just have to know how to utilize it. And that is with shading, guys. Shading. So, first of all, I'm going to shade down with my coverage. Obviously, this is going to give me hard flats. So, one thing I will say with this defense is you might want to consider zone dropping your flat zones because we are going to be using shading one way or the other. So, you always know where your flats are going to go regardless. Like, if you're okay with just using them as clouds or hard flats, that's fine. But if you want to control them more in depth, you could zone drop your flats with this defense. If you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. Now, typically, I just control one of the linebackers blitzing, and what's going to happen here is when I shade down against a route combo such as this, the 3-rec hook zone is going to go and basically take away the underneath route over the middle, say the drag. So, because I know this, look at how aggressive he gets there. I can go run with the crosser, and you guys can see that the 3-rec is very smart. This is one of the rare zones in the game that plays like this, really the only one, honestly. But you guys can see what it does is that it's almost like it's manned up, right? It's running, running, running. But once it realizes that, hey, wait a second here, there's a flat zone on that side of the field, it just basically passes the guy off to the flat zone and then kind of just roams back to the middle. Granted, there's nobody there, but that is very useful. And what that allows us to do is take our user defender here, you guys can see, and because I know that he's going to take away that underneath, this is not a guessing game for me, I can just run with the vertical route and I feel safe and secure that the underneath is taken care of. Now conversely, this can go in the opposite direction. Maybe you don't want to have to guard the vertical route yourself, and you want to stay underneath. You want to stay underneath to defend, anything that could be coming your way, a drag, a slant, anything that's more of a shallow type route. You want to guard that yourself. So let's get right back into it. Again, crossfire, verticals. And like I said, I'm going to show some other plays too. But anyways, we're going to do the same thing offensively. See, we got the drag working guys with the crosser. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade down, then up. Bottom line is when you shade up, now the 3-rec is going to take away the deeper route. So he's actually going to play the vertical crossing route, allowing me to stay underneath. Now, once again, depending upon how you have your zone drop set up, you could potentially have your flats, whether they're cloud or hard flats, playing at whatever depth you want. So you have to take that into account here too. Obviously in practice mode on next gen, you can adjust zone drops. Now on current gen, you can. This is just a practice mode thing. But because I know that he's going to take away the deep vertical cross, when I see that the underneath is coming, I just take that myself. You guys can see here. Now, I will say, he will eventually let the deeper route go, just as he lets the underneath route go eventually. But see, he initially guards him, and what we're hoping here is kind of exactly what you see here. He's guarding him. But by the time he stops guarding him, we're pretty, we got pressure in our face. We're basically a second from getting sacked. Now, the other thing I want you guys to know about this is that you don't have to shade down and then up. You can just simply shade up if you wanted to. And you will still get that 3-rec hook zone to play that way. You don't have to shade down then up. That's just if you want cloud flats. If you want to keep your curl flats, you can just shade up and it'll play the same way. One thing sometimes I like to do when I'm doing it like this is blitz that extra defender off the other side of the screen, and that way I know that most likely they're not going to have enough time to wait for the deeper route to get past my 3-rec hook zone if I'm going to rush 5. Now, if I only rush 4, it's more iffy, but you guys can see when I'm rushing 5, right as that guy's coming open, I'm getting sacked. So that's great defense. I'm really, that works great for me. Now, that's not the only way to utilize this. You guys know that people sometimes run posts, and drags, like something like a mesh post concept, very common, right? Well, you guys know it plays the same way. So for instance, say, they were just doing something like this. I mean, this is just so common. Something like this where they have some drags, some sort of flat, and a post. Okay, well, guess what? If I go ahead and shade down, same thing will happen here. Now, I'll get my hard flats, yes, but this 3-rec hook zone is going to come down in the middle field and actually defend those drag routes more so over the middle, and that's going to let me run with the post. So, personally, I'm not going to say I always do it the same way. I do mix it up, but I more so like defending the deep myself and having the 3-rec lurk underneath. Because when you have the 3-rec lurking underneath, especially if you have 2 hard flats, you really don't have to worry about the underneath. I mean, guys, look, there's a hard flat and 3-rec lurking in the middle. I can just go deep. Now, granted, when you rush, we do want to get a little bit more pressure here because there's nothing open. And, still really nothing open because if you throw this is a dangerous throw. Maybe if you playmaker him up, he'd be open. But, this time we got the slowest pressure yet. And still, there really wasn't anything just wide open because of the way the coverage is playing. Again, look at how the 3-rec just kind of roams in the middle of the field as he sees guys coming open. He helps. Yeah, super glitchy zone. Now, this can be applied to defending other formations. It's not just going to be bunch. We all know people use bunch tight end trips for the same type of thing. It's shallow crossers with deep crossers or drags, right? So let's look at everyone's favorite PA boot over, guys. So, you know, one thing I'll say is depending upon the formation, you might need to go ahead and base align, because you guys could see before I base aligned right there, my defensive alignment was all screwed up. I had the wrong player in the 3-rec hook zone. We didn't want that. So when I base aligned, the alignment, you know, changed back to the way it should be. And now I have my, basically my safety in the 3-rec as I wanted. So now I can do the same thing as before. I already know that the PA boot over crosser is so deep and so good, especially with the rollout. I would be smarter to shade underneath and let the 3-rec help with anything underneath and me guard the deeper route myself. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to shade underneath, and you guys are going to see that once again, the 3-rec comes down in the box, it takes that away, and you know, I'm able to take away the deep crosser myself. Now remember guys, he's not going to run to the sideline with these crossing routes. He's going to defend them over the middle and on the hashes more than anything. So if you guys want to zone drop your actual flats or curl flats a certain way, do that, because then you're going to have more control over how those flat zones play. But all you need to do with this is simply shade down or shade over the top, and you know how your 3-rec's going to play. Still though, I do advise zone dropping your flat zones just for a little bit better control over those, so you know exactly where they're going to be. But as you guys can see here, again, I take away the deep cross, the 3-rec plays the shallow one, and basically there's nothing open except for a, you know, broken play. So if you go ahead and take a look at the replay again, you will see that because I know I shaded down, I have hard flats in the 3-rec, as soon as the ball snaps and I see this very popular route combo, I'm sprinting with the deep crosser, my 3-rec hook zone, he takes away the shallow one, eventually passes him to the hard flat, and again, he just kind of waits over the middle of the field. They're getting sacked. Don't know how this wasn't a sack. I guess Big Ben still got some of that magic, but there's nothing open here. So, as you guys can see, this is really effective when you rush 4, because when you rush 4, they're typically not going to have all day for broken plays. Now, if you try to do this rushing 3, it becomes a little bit more dicey, because, you know, they can have more time, which can just lead to broken plays, people bouncing off the sidelines, playmakers, and all that bad stuff we don't want. Sometimes I'll even rush 5 with it, you know, just to make sure that they don't have enough time to do anything. I will definitely rush 5 with this too. Bottom line is, when you shade the 3-rec, you know how it's going to react, and you can use that to your advantage. To basically, it's almost like having 2 users on the play. It's not exactly like having 2 users, but it's very close, because as you guys have seen in this replay, you know exactly what the 3-rec is going to do with shading, and he doesn't just guard the same way the whole play, like the same area the whole play. He'll almost play like a user, where he'll kind of take a route away and then bait back to another route if he sees it coming open. So very, very good zone. Something you'll definitely want to put in your game to improve your defense. Hope you liked the video. If you did, smash that like button. Until next time, it's Duke, and